Good morning, America. This is Dr. Turi, and today we have something very interesting to talk about. In fact, we have a few things to talk about. All right, so we are the 23rd. The main energy for that shocking window is tomorrow. So the idea of me passing on such information is to make sure you understand that the cosmic code or the stars, which are in charge of the human experience, are producing all those news. And of course, those windows, those cosmic winds are also misused or abused by the reptilians or the draconis, for that matter, for good or for worse, for the light or for darkness, for God or the devil. And you need to be able to auto-analyze yourself at the same time, okay? Because you're going to be affected. Let me take me as an example. This type of energy always involves technology. Today, I went for heart, checking my heart and checking my lungs, as that involves a lot of technology, okay? So I understand that this technology window, shocking, unusual, cosmic UFO windows, put it this way, weird type of window, is affecting me that very specific level. Then something else happened that I was not expected, is that this morning at 9 o'clock, the juice came off. And if you look at the keyword, the word electricity is mentioned. So for some reason, the juice came off. Something of like gave up. Are you going to say, but that happened all the time? No. It does not happen all the time. It happened during my windows. But because you haven't been trained or may be aware of those cosmic winds, you think it happened all the time. No, it happened only on specific windows. That's what I'm all about. That's what I'm doing here, teaching you to build more cosmic consciousness and auto-analyze yourself to find out if something weird happened to you, or if you heard something weird about someone else, or if someone had a kind of weird behavior, like the president, meeting with Nancy Pelosi, and the next thing you know, irrational, shocking, unnatural, weird behavior. So you need to pay attention of those windows, because even our president will be affected by those cosmic winds. And of course, as I said before, it's a disaster for those who are in power, that control our life, not to know, not to be conscious enough to understand that the stars regulate everybody on planet Earth, and everybody can be easily victimized by those windows, and of course by the reptilians who work their nasty magic behind it. So this window and the keywords very, very clearly mentioned earthquakes about 6.0, and then we had a 6.1, Andrea of Islands, Aleutian Islands. You could check, you click on those, on the link, because they are live, and you can check the windows. You can check that those earthquakes that happened, and so far we had a few. So between this window and the last window, we had a 6.1 today or yesterday, 6.2 the day before, or I can't remember. You just have to look at it. A 6.3, a 6.0, and a 7.5. And each one of these earthquakes above 6.0 are actually falling within the realm of those 48 hours before or after the given date. Now, some of them happen on the other side of the world, which means it's the day before or the day after, but it all falls within the given date. That's a matter of understanding. The keywords mentioned UFOs, and then here goes on the news. The Pentagon finally admit it investigates UFOs. The Pentagon. So this is why when you have other UFO researchers that tell you that extraterrestrials are working with humans, or there is base on the moon or on planet Earth or in the Antarctica, they got better thing to do, and they're not looking for government officials or for somebody like Trump they're not interested in education, in your position and your accomplishment. Extraterrestrials operate at the psychical level. They're interested by people, what I call the superhuman, those who were born with a very, very unusual UCI, a very advanced UCI. Again, UCI stands for unique celestial identity, or your astrological chart. A magnet will attract a piece of wood. Those entities, okay, are interested in things that they have lost, not things that you have, or that the government or someone educated or a scientist has. They well past that. They're so freaking intelligent. They're well ahead. But when it comes to the world of the spirit, there are idiots. They've lost something along the way. Okay, and if humanity keep going this way, we're going to produce artificial intelligence, and we're going to follow the same routes. And then we are the junction. So the extraterrestrials want to know where they went wrong. Okay, so it's a long story. They have lost their essence of the spirit. They have lost the essence of God Himself. Okay, so it's deep and long story which you cannot approach just yet. However, remember, any of those UFO speakers over there have a lot of very interesting, educational, and even entertaining, most of the time entertaining, to talk about, okay? I have different views, different values, because, I have been in touch by those experiences very, very personally, very, very deeply, okay? And those UFO speakers, many of them never seen a UFOs, okay? Let alone talking to an extraterrestrial like Draco, where I channel information and prediction for you. So you need to start to apply critical thinking, because like Trump, okay, those people wants to maintain their position on top of the mountain, their notoriety and the money that goes with it. And if they have to make up story, if they have to make up ridiculous things, they will, because this is the way it is. It's all about ego. It's all about misinformation. It's all about the reptilian agenda to make sure the truth, the essence of the truth, will escape you. And they keep you busy with all sorts of things, and they tend to put those people in power because they, doing so, fulfill their agenda. So they promote them to get to the position of notoriety, and a lot of people are listening to them. And they've been fed all sorts of things for years. And it's very difficult for me now to challenge them with something different, because they are not used to. So they ridicule me. They don't want to know. They don't feel confident with being challenged to the extreme with new information. They don't like it. So they run off, or they ridicule, or they hate me in the process. But that's why I'm here, and that's why you're here, because there is no accident. You have asked for it. You have asked for some answers. You knock at my door. No accidents. Okay? Remember, the future is nothing else than the reincarnation of the thought. So the universe, God, the force, whatever name you want to give it, it led you to me so you can be challenged and get a new road, start a new journey with me. So there is a little video that I made a few years ago on the back of my house over there. So just listen to it, listen to what I said, and then start to pay attention a little bit, because I have something real. And that all depends on your ability to investigate, to be curious, and most of all, to assimilate. And sad enough, a lot of you will not be able to assimilate because they are not allowed into the archetypal realm of supracosmic consciousness. They are rational, down-to-earth scientists, atheists, or religious, Neptunians or Saturnians, so to speak. So in many, many ways, the beauty of being human is that if you try hard enough, you're going to be able to learn to expand and reevaluate what you have accepted as reality. That's where we are at. Okay, now let's talk. Let's talk again to a new perception of the news. That's how you're going to build that cosmic consciousness. Just instead of looking at the news and then being shocked or being upset or depressed about it, just try to understand the mechanics in it. The cosmic winds behind it that produce that, and those entities are manipulating those winds to produce that. So let's start. My very obvious keywords, not just the question, but the keywords also, which tells you the news. Okay, so new iPhone XR2 renders expose Apple shocking design. The word shocking and technology are part of my keywords. And It's happening. It's on the news now during that window. Okay. Climate change could raise sea level by 7 feet by 2100. Okay. Shocking study reveal. The word shocking is even used by some of these the news that you see by some of these promoters of news, okay? Journalists. Again, when I channel, I tend to have a little bit of a problem being rational. So I need to go back from the universal mind where Draco is fitting me down to earth. So I'm losing my words a little bit. Okay, now, as I said earlier, be ready for shocking behavior, shocking news. Now you have Trump that walks out of meeting with Democrats after a few minutes talking to them. This is not a normal behavior. Your president is like you, like me. He's nothing else than a human being that has been given power or stolen, manipulated by the Russian. Well before all this transpired, I was writing about it. But you don't know. If you just landed on my work, all you have is my words. So unless you investigate on other science and investigate previous prediction that I have had made, dated, then you have the right to be skeptical. So I guess I understand your president is also suffering the universal laws and he doesn't know nothing about it, like 99.9% of the people walking planet Earth. Future of Star Wars. Disney plan to expand the Star Wars galaxy, make the fantasy real. You know, keywords here. Cosmos. The news right now are about stars, war, future. And there is a war going on out there between the reptilians and the draconis, the good ET and the bad ET, okay, that affect the mind of humans. The negative reptilians will make sure that the 5G, the terrible, terrible technology will be misused to control you, to spy on you. There'll be no way to escape privacy when that 5G comes on. Not to forget the impact of those vibrations, those transmissions that are going through your head. And you wonder why people commit suicide, why people are going crazy with so much of information, especially the young kids cannot cope with it. So they do not know who they are, where they came from, what they're supposed to do. They don't understand their celestial identity, their cosmic nature, their soul's purpose, their fear, their subconscious motivation, their natal hidden dragon. They don't understand their past life residue. They got on Google, and then they get all sorts of information. They cannot regenerate. They lose it, and they go there. They either blow up their head or go in the school and then start to shoot everybody. You know, my philosophy, if you have heard previous YouTube video where I explained the phenomenon, it is not a physical phenomenon, it is a spiritual, psychical phenomenon, and that's why science, neuroscience, psychologists and psychiatrists all combined will never ever be able to stop school shooting. That is until you bring my student and I back to the college university, and let's bring back the spirit of those kids and give them the grounding, give them the facts, so to speak, that was intended by God himself to help humans to regenerate their spirits. Religion, all religion were created by the reptilians. You heard me before. I have to be redundant. I have to sound redundant. I have to repeat myself so you understand, okay, that all those religions produce chaoses and differences and wars. And that was created by the get-go, by the reptilians. There is nothing whatsoever that will heal, help, or guide you in religion, because God never came down, wrote no books. You have to go up to where God is. You have to master the cosmic code, and you have to master God's language. And you can only speak through the sign, through the stars, through his creation. And that's the big problem, because people don't like to be challenged. If grandma was learning that, my parents learned that, well, chances are you will be also indoctrinated. That's how it works. So never forget the reptilians created all religion, and there is no good at all in any and all religion, because they split, they separate. Okay, now there is a good side of religion too, you know. There is still a good side. There is a lot of people that have a good heart, so they put their efforts together and they help the hungry, they help people, they do their part. Understand that religion, like anything else, is a dual energy. But they can work for the Draconis, the good part, or the Reptilians, and abuse and kill or burn people like me on the stake. So understand the power of religion. It can be going any ways, good or bad, no in between. It can only be supremely good, help, or just totally destroy. And then looking at history, it's pretty much negative all the way through. So now let's go back and see if there is anything else that is worth mentioning here. Major Martian ice discovery thrill scientist. The word NASA was mentioned also. As I said before, you know what? There is millions and millions of planets. There is millions and millions of black holes. So obviously, NASA writers are there to entertain you, to suck your money either through taxes or by donation, have to keep you amused, okay? So, you know, I don't think God created Mars or the planet or the heavens to thrill or amuse the scientists and, you know, lead them to build little robots because they don't want to work like us. You know, they have spiritual pride. You know, we are too intelligent. We are the son or the daughters of those who built the first nukes in the 50s, whatever it is. So that's the legacy. That's the negative reptilians leading the mind of scientists to create weaponry and mass destruction, so to speak, weaponry, nukes. So let's move on to another one. Man in Italy walks into a hospital with arrow through heart and somehow survives. I don't know if that is not shocking. I don't know what shocking is. That's now. Do you think it's every day that a guy is going to walk from an hospital with an arrow in his heart? It happened only during my windows. Yeah, and it's not every day that cops get killed or cops kill people or there is a terrorist attack. That is during a SOS to the world plutonic deadly window. We are now into a uranic window. Shocking. You know, unusual cosmic UFOs, everything I'm talking about. I saw it before the news talk. Understand those stars create the news, and they are used and manipulated by the reptilians or the Draconis. WikiLeaks founder indicted on charge classified information. Again, keywords technology here. Okay, so yeah, it happened during this window because he vibrated at his speeds. Disabled women who gave birth at care facility, oh yeah, right here in Phoenix, Scottsdale, was likely pregnant before. Is that shocking? That poor lady. Man, I don't understand. And I think the parents are, the family now is asking like $45 million because she was raped a few times before. They didn't take care of her. Apparently, she was taken out of because she was getting big. They thought she was getting fat, so they took the food that was going through her. She was pregnant. Of course, she was getting fat. She was getting bigger. It was the baby. And at the very end, when the baby came out, that's where they realized that she was pregnant. They saw the crown of the baby. I mean, how disgusting it is for this infected bastard to go out there and rape a poor woman who cannot defend herself, who cannot think, who cannot talk. Okay, but you know, apparently from what I read or heard somewhere, that it looks like she could respond, she could either smile or cry or feel. So she knew that she was raped and she was going to be a mother. Again, that child has nothing to do with the mother and the father. They are just beyond. But set by nature to reproduce, so to speak. That spirit decided to choose. He chose the mother. He chose the country. He chose the parents. He chose the dad, because that soul had something to learn. Maybe get a form of fame and before coming to this world, so he could do something about women being raped. There is so many variation involving karma. So that child here had nothing to do with the mother and the father. It's pretty much like an ancestor or a woman being raped. Sad enough that soul has chosen that specific environment, the specific karmic work, the specific energy, either to repay karma, okay, because that person might have that soul about to be born from an ancestor, might be is one of these people who did that. So now she needs to pay, or he needs to pay the karma. There is no accident in why things happen. It's induced by the reptilians. The reptilians got these guys' heads. Wow, this guy will probably ugly, repellent, negative, fat, definitely infected, okay? And you could not get a date if his life depended on it. So he had a perfect opportunity to go out there and rape that poor woman, okay? So that's what the reptilians do, okay? And it goes the same with all the priests who have raped so many children over the century. Thousands of people, thousands of those kids were raped by priests. And that's why they wanted to be priests, so they could get closer to children, okay, and then rape them. So it's all reptilians infected, okay? There was much more rape coming from the church and the priests than a lunatic infected bastard in a care facility who's raping a woman which is not conscious, okay? So understand again the power of the reptilians and their agenda to create chaos and negativity and fear and in order to survive, okay? They need your fear, they need your negativity. They're going to do anything and everything to promote negativity because they are like vampire. They get the energy of negativity. This is how they grow, like a cancer. They need your fear. They need you to do the wrong thing, to smoke, to eat too much fat, so they can mess up your body. It's all, and that's one of the reasons why science cannot really find the cure for cancer, because it's well above their head. It's coming from a very, very higher plane. I had cancer, and I was able to beat it, and I know why I had cancer, because I was depressed for years, because what happened to me on an emotional level, I was wide open to invite infectious organisms, particularly cancer, but I was lucky enough and helped by the reptilians to beat it. So again, I understand all that is taking place is not an accident. Okay, American Taliban John Walker Lynch is released. That is definitely, to me, shocking. There goes this guy, okay? He's been working with the Taliban. He's been shooting and killing Americans, okay? And now they're going to free him because he was a good guy in jail. And we all know, at least is what the news says, this sucker is still endorsing and promoting ISIS. Now, what do you do with him? You kill him? You burn him? No. There's nothing you can do. He's infected. He's a victim. He's a victim of the reptilians who realized that person was a Neptunian. A Neptunian means somebody which has not much logic. It's all about emotion. It's all about believing. It's all about the planet of Neptune being very, very strong in their chart that make them addicted to anything, legal, illegal drug, or religion. Okay, so the reptilians are looking for this type of UCI, for this type of people, and then they turn them into killers. So this person is actually this American Taliban guy is actually a victim of education, a victim of religion, a victim of ignorance and stupidity that is and that was induced to him. Maybe something happened as a kid, but chances are, 95% chances are, his parents are very religious, and he wanted to punish them for something at the subconscious level, and he made himself very vulnerable to the reptilians to lead him to go and fight against his own country. So trying to give you information and answers that are coming from the higher levels, high spiritualities. And again, this person has probably been interviewed for hours and hours and hours by the traditional scientific community, psychiatrists and neuroscience, trying to find out why he did that. Of course, they never found out because all these educated idiots out there don't have cosmic consciousness, so they don't understand. So I think that is shocking as far as I'm concerned. But, like all these kids who have been killing and those who will kill very soon again, they are victimized. They are victims because of the U.S. Department of Education and Religion. Oh, Stern, I have info about why Trump ran for president again. That's shocking. This guy is shocking in himself. He's crazy. He's not running properly. He's reptilian infected. I mean, to reach fame by being so vulgar and using sex, using the worst of the human, worst evil, so to speak, tells you why he got fame. A lot of these people who gained fame, they were pushed and promoted by the reptilians because they feed on vice. They feed on vice, and the reptilians love it. They're going to give power. They're going to put those guys right on top of TV so they can make a lot of money. They can amuse you. They can entertain you so you don't ask questions. And he goes the same. There's a hell of a lot of talking head out there who have never seen a UFO, who do not understand the cosmic code and the divine purpose of God speaking his will through the stars, which I translate, of course, through the signs. All right, Oregon State student dies in fall while taking photo at a scenic overlook. That is shocking. Again, reptilians will use technology. They will use ego. It happens on a regular base. It happens. In fact, we have lost 2 of these people in my last daily SOS Plutonic window. Now we have another one. It will never stop because, again, this poor little girl here, everybody's crying now, wonder why God took her away so early. It's not God's fault, it's the reptilians' fault. But you cannot talk to reptilians or astrology to a Christian, because the reptilians have done a really, really phenomenal job to make sure they think I'm the one crazy. They think I'm the one who's going to send you to hell. Okay, knowing full fact that you are already on hell if you're a skeptic, if you are afraid, and if you nourish, support, and promote the reptilians agenda. So Ego is another victim of stupidity. The reptilians, as I said it again, will use technology, okay, to either to kill. They will do that, and they mix the egos. And chances are, this poor girl did not know. She was probably 150% sure that she was in one of her 2019 negative cosmic biorism. Okay, but again, she doesn't know me. Maybe she's too religious to dig to find out if it was okay for her to go there on that day. There is only one calendar for 99.9 people watching this, and that is this calendar. Okay, it's just a normal calendar. Oh, it's my birthday, let's have a party. Oh, it's our wedding anniversary, let's go on a cruise. The next thing you know, you die. Because you do not know that there is 2 sides of my hand, physical laws, spiritual laws. Now, because nobody was there to teach you the spiritual laws, does not emancipate you for the penalty. And usually it means losing your life. If you're lucky, you end up in a hospital, constipated, following or poisoned, or following a cruise during negative time. If you're lucky, the plane is going to crash and you're going to survive. Okay, but I would never ever buy a plane ticket or go anywhere without checking my cosmic biorism. There is a lot of things that you should know, and that's why those people who do not know, do not respect the cosmic code jurisdictions for various reasons, either religious or skepticism, scientific, whatever it is, ridicule, all that stuff, will ultimately pay the ultimate price and die. Okay, no accident. It's all written in light, and unless you know and you educate yourself, unless you're curious, okay, you're just playing Russian roulette every single day. Even if you go through surgery, I have counseled clients that told me, my gosh, I went to surgery. Next thing I know, I had a breast cancer. Well, there is a time when the moon is waxing or waning where you add to the body or where you take off the body. There is specific time where you make sure you start an endeavor. it's like a birth. Anything you do is like giving birth to an endeavor that's going to have a result. It's like giving birth to a child which is going to inherit a set of stars that's going to delegate the rest of the story, which is his entire life. So every single endeavors, every single thing that you do, getting married, traveling, getting in a cruise, starting a business, buying a car, buying a watch, a pair of shoes, a pair of socks, and knickers, whatever it is, okay, as a chart. It becomes a talisman. The car that you bought, if you do not know the specific timing, can easily kill you. And that's why a lot of people die in car accidents. Not only did they purchase the car during the wrong negative time, they also take chances during one of their negative cosmic biorhythm. They're not curious enough to invest in my cosmic work, my ingeniousness, so to speak. And then the next thing you know, they die. It's all about education. Remember, knowledge is power. Ignorance is evil. All right. Now, it's obvious. It's obvious. When I mentioned the word tornado, and we had 4 people that died after 60 tornado, how more precise can I be? When I talk about UFOs, and then you have the government displaying that they were actually looking to UFOs. I'm talking about volcano. I said, be ready for an earthquake on that date, and bang, it happened. How many times do I have to do that so I can prove my claim? And why do I do it? I do it because I'm concerned. I'm concerned for the children of the future. If there is any future, billions and billions of dollars are being wasted. Okay? They're wasted to go to Mars, for God's sake. You got no business on Mars or on the moon. If you read my previous newsletters or watch previous videos, and again, I may sound redundant, remember, it's all about greed. It's all about money. It's all about power. It's all about misinformation. Those people who own the top over there, this 1% who own the top, who control everything, the Illuminati, they're not there to help you, to guide you, to save you. I am. And that's why I'm doing my little job every single day, trying to make you aware of how God speaks His will through the stars and through the signs. Okay? Because I do astrology doesn't mean I don't believe in God. Oh, I do believe in God. I believe in the force. Okay? And I do believe in Jesus, but I don't believe in the Bible because He never came down and wrote the Bible. No. Jesus' cosmic ministry is unique. Is a representation of the 12 apostles' essence, the 12 signs of the zodiac, the 12 hours a day, the 12 months of the year, the 12 seals, the 12 apostles, the 12 sins. So there is so many, again, variation to what I'm talking about. And then the religious infected matrix is not willing to divulge that. Again, I repeat myself, go to Dr. Cherry, scroll down a little bit, and you're going to see pictures of the Vatican Council teaching the stars, teaching astrology to the popes. And as I said many times before, if it's good for JP Morgan, millionaire don't use astrology, billionaire does. If it's good for the hierarchy, the king and the queen of England, and if it's good for all those that control the strings, it's also good for you. Okay, not knowing, the fact of the matter is not knowing anything about your UCI or your unique celestial identity is a direct offense to the order of God, which has enslaved every one of these children to understand, to use progressively, intelligently His design. His celestial design, and the stars were put above your head a little bit more than for the sake of beauty. Okay, God created the stars in the heavens, and He gave it to you for interpretation so that you may lead a safer, more productive life. So when I tell you on the specific window, expect shocking news, UFO news, technological news, God knows what, something that is out of the ordinary, unusual behavior, again, like the president blasting into the, and then coming out very upset. Realize there is something in my work. All right, so auto-analyze yourself. Ask yourself, did something weird happen to me? Did I get shocked? Not just putting your hand into the socket to get electrical shock, but did you lose electricity? Did something weird happen to your computer? Did you hear about something that is not normal or unusual, or with your friends or family members? Start to pay attention. This is how you're going to build cosmic consciousness. Okay, and then we're going to move to the next window. The next window will be about the beginning or ending of important phases of life. Okay, so when that window comes up, then we're going to see again the proof of my work. Right now, it's all about shocking news. It's all about the universe, and that makes you more receptive to talk about astrology, the universe, and UFO. That makes you more sensitive and receptive to the higher information induced by those very weird, futuristic cosmic winds. So realize, auto-analyze, and share. God willing, as always, make it a beautiful day. I already went fishing. I had a blast. Do it again. Goodbye.